All right, welcome back. I still remain your host, Priscilla Obasi, and this is Global Morning. And today we are turning our spotlight to Kogi Central, where the political atmosphere is heating up again. So after months of suspension and legal tussles, Senator Natasha Akpoti'S has returned to the Red Chamber. And for her supporters, this feels like a victory for democracy and representation. For her critics, it is raising fresh questions about her role, her influences, and what this means for the future of Kogi politics. And beyond the drama, one question remains: what does Natasha Akpoti'S return to mean for the people of Kogi Central? Will it translate into effective representations, or does it deepen existing political divides? Joining me to unpack this conversation is my guest, a political analyst from Kogi Central Senatorial District, and he is Solis Omolaye. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners across the world. Nice having you there.
Yeah, so good to have you with us. Let me start with this question. What's your first reaction to Natasha Akpoti'S return to the Senate after suspension?
Concerning suspension or
Yeah, after her return.
okay, after return, it was a good development for Kogi Central people, and as one of her constituents, I was happy that she's back to the office.
How about before the return, the suspension? How did it take you?
It was a very serious issue that personally I have my reservation concerning her approach towards the issue that declined into suspension. I was very happy with the way she approached the first incident about the seating arrangements and how she goes about propaganda concerning sexual harassment, going to international bodies to make several reports against this nation, against our democracy. I was really not happy about our moves, but then this is politics and we'll have to cross our fingers when the players are playing.
Okay, so for the people of Kogi Central, what does this return signify? Is it relief for them? Is it hope? Or is it just more of politics?
Well, I will speak from two perspectives. One, I would speak as someone that has to be positive, positive about what is happening, and I will also speak as a realist. Okay, we are happy that she has returned finally to her seat, representing the good people and the bad people of Kogi Central. But then we are looking at several opportunities that she left behind and how she'll be able to catch up with those opportunities. We all know that the function of the senator is representing the interests of their people. Representing the interests of their people. In this case, we are expecting a lot from her based on the fact that she has been very vocal against tyranny, she has been very vocal against bad governments, and we gave her opportunity even as opposition that she should represent the good people of Kogi Central. So we have a lot expectation from her. And when the incidents came on us, it was actually shocking and it was in a bad light. So right now, we are looking at the possibility of her achieving a lot of things she has promised us. And if you permit me, I will highlight the realistic view that I have towards her return.
Okay, please go ahead, highlight it.
All right, thank you so much. We need to look at the genesis of the incidents that result to her suspension. The genesis is about seating arrangements, and the Senate has their rules. The Senate has the things they do and the things they don't do. Now, the power is vested on the Senate President for the seating arrangements when it is necessary. And it occurs to us that what necessitates the seating arrangement that affected her was necessary as at that time. looking at the fact that there were senators that they come from the opposition to the ruling party, creating vacuum that needs to be filled up in the front and also behind. And it happens to be affected. So, if it happens this way, we as a constituent, we are not expecting a public outburst the way it happened. Again, the voice of the majority in the Senate were against her. And then you now look at what has been her relationship with the Senate. If you look deeply into what happened in the Senate chamber, your ability to do well depends on your ability to lobby. Your ability to achieve enormously to the benefit of the people is the connectivity and the relationship you have with others within the chamber. Having majority of voices against her, including her co-senators from Kogi State, the Kogi West and Kogi East, speaking negatively about her reactions even before the outburst, we are really pessimistic about what she will get when Natasha has returned. We are also seeing difficulty in mending bridge because throughout her suspension, she went on destroying bridges. The Senate have a tendency where everybody is equal, but then their principal orders, the Senate President, the Chief Whip, and other minority and majority leaders, if you have destroyed the bridge with them, it will take time, which is not enough, in my view, to mend the bridge which she has destroyed, and she keeps destroying even from her first interview while in office. Again, we'll talk about winning trust against propaganda syndrome. After the season arrangement saga, the next thing we have propagandas around concerning sexual harassment that till now we have not seen any cases in court from her and even from the Senate President. We are seeing other propagandas that has been leveled against her, especially assassination propagandas and several other propagandas.
You call it a propaganda. Well, I don't know why you call it a propaganda, but
yes, I call it propaganda because
has it been ruled out? Is it proven a propaganda? Because it is still an ongoing case, as far as I am concerned, about this matter.
Now, as far as you are concerned, an ongoing case, where is it ongoing? Is it in the media or in the courts?
There hasn't been any. No one has ruled anything out, right? No one has put a verdict on it.
This is a space of 6 months. The issue of suspension gone to appeal court level.
Yes.
To tell you how she is interested in coming back to a place she referred to as court.
Okay, she is there to represent her people. She is there to represent the people of Kogi North Central. And for her, she has said that even while she was on suspension, she still went about her duties, benefiting and, working for the people of Kogi North Central. Do you think in any way her absence in the Senate affected the district's development priorities?
Now, let's look at the duties of senator. One of the duties of a senator is lawmaking.
Yes.
How was she part of several bills that passed through the House in the 6 months of her absence? What was her input, even in the tax reform bill that has passed and has been accepted by the president? Can we say any part she played in all the bills that passed through the 6 months? No. All right.
The 6 months of her being absent, is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Right.
That's what but all of this is not her fault because she was not in the Senate at that point where all of these decisions were being made.
This is where Kogi Central, North Central is missing out when she was absent. So she cannot prove to us that we did not miss her absence in the Senate.
We would say they were missing. In the Senate, there is usually a majority that takes the vote, right? And when all of those bills were passed, it was not a question, or it was not a matter of, one person or a tie between, two persons. It was more of a majority passing the vote. I don't think a Kogi Center would have made a difference in, the passing of that bill.
We can make a difference. Let me put it to you how it happens in the Senate. There is the possibility of disagreeing to agree in the Senate.
Yeah.
By the power of you having a stronger argument.
Okay.
Now, if she was there and she listened to the people from across the divide in Nigeria,
okay,
she would have gotten something that might be different from what the other senators, the majority of senators, were looking at.
Okay.
And she might have the ability to convince them that for social part of this bill, let's look this way and see the advantage. And the possibility of her convincing good number of the senator can make a turnaround concerning any part of the bill.
That is true. I totally agree with that. On the other hand, what did the people of Kogi Central do to back her? Because it looked as if there was a divide. There were some that were for her and there were some that were against her. As it were, she was representing. I think the best that would have been done was people rallying behind her, making sure that she is reinstated to represent the people of Kogi Central. But was that the case?
Now, that was not the case because of a valuable reason.
What?
As a senator, you are not representing yourself. As a senator, you are representing the people.
Okay.
In a good, sane community, a senator ought to come back to the community, hear from them, have an agreement that he or she takes back to the chamber.
Okay.
The case of sitting arrangement, which she posted out, was a self-interest case. The case of sexual harassment is a self-interest case.
Why would you say the case of sitting arrangement is a self-interest case? Natasha claims that she was not positioned well to speak. And her major role there is to speak for the people. So how is her voicing out, against the harassment on her sitting position a self-interest case?
She was not sent out of the chamber.
She wanted to be placed in a better position to speak out for the people of Kogi North Central. Is that not something to count for?
She's aware of the sitting arrangement in the Senate. That the senators from the ruling party are arranged at the front. While those from the opposition are seated behind. She's not the only opposition. Those who decamp from opposition to the ruling party, their seats were changed from behind to the front.
But is that how it should be in a democratic system of Nigeria?
Yeah, it happens everywhere. Go to the US, see the Republicans and the Democrats. They don't mix up. Why? So that they will be able to align interests together easily.
It is.
And when there is a divide in the voice, you'll be able to distinguish from the voices. And from her sitting arrangement, she was not in a bad place from what we saw when she returned back to give her petition against the Senate president. We saw where she was sitting. And okay, there was an issue, and a study committee on ethics and privileges, we had to look into what transpired, and we went to court against a committee. At that point, you did not deem it fit to come back to your people, explain to them what you are facing. You went to tear around the whole international things to make propagandas. And it was when the people now say, okay, if you have gone to UK, if you have gone to US, let's recall you back home for us to put you where you're supposed to be. That is when she now deemed it fit to come home.
Okay. Whatever happened, whatever transpired, we see now from things that she has been reinstated. Doesn't it say, or doesn't it in any way show that she might have, for this, doesn't it mean, victory for democracy? Because for her to be reinstated at this point, it means that, a lot of things has been ruled out. Don't you think so?
I don't see democracy playing out here, and victory or defeat for democracy playing out here. She has actually spent her 6 months. So it is normal for her to resume after 6 months. So the democracy that would have played for us in Kogi Senatorial is if the reinstatement come before the 6 months.
Before the 6 months, you say. But after the 6 months, she had completed her 6 months, and even at then, she wasn't reinstated. It took a little over 6 months for her to be reinstated. And during this period, we saw her coming out, voicing out and still complaining, trying to fight for her rights and all of that. And eventually, we see that she has victory at last. And you're not agreeing to the fact that this was her fighting for her rights in any way?
No, it was not her fighting for her rights. If I would have had the appeal judgment say reinstate her when the suspension was at 2 months or 3 months, I would have said, oh, there is a democracy that played out here. But right now, the democracy that played out is the democracy of the majority of the Senate suspending her for 6 months, and she has to spend 6 months outside the Senate.
Okay, going forward, what is the implication on Kogi's North Central?
We are looking forward for her to recognize the fact that she cannot do anything alone as far as Senate chamber is concerned, and she should let bygone on the issues that have transpired, especially concerning the sitting arrangements, concerning the suspension. She should let those be bygone. But I am of the opinion that if there is a case of sexual harassment, she has her right to pursue it to the latest.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You are saying something. Please go ahead.
Yes. But with the case of sitting arrangement suspension, it is a bygone issue. She should quickly look for a way to come into the house and mend every bridge which I view to have been broken with others, and see a way where she can quickly bring up her views, bring up her contributions for the betterment of Kogi Central, for the betterment of North Central and Nigeria at large.
I think that's a good way to look at it. Now, you mentioned that Kogi Central has been away from the major activities. They have not been carried along. Does this also have an effect on the Kogi North Central in any way?
Of course, it has an effect. We are looking forward to her speaking for us concerning the Aya Steel, Akpoti'S Steel Company. This has been a fight which she claims to have been fighting even before she comes into Senate. And until now, we have not heard her voice concerning the issue. Of recent, we are hearing Dangote telling Nigerians that nothing can work over there. We want to hear from her what is her point and her input in making that place to work. The liquid gas companies that you ought to have around Kogi State, 5 of them, which she already has input before she left the Senate. We want her to come in and see how she can pursue things to quickly work for Nigeria, North Central in particular.
Do you think Natasha Akpoti enjoys the same level of support she had before the suspension?
Well, from what I view regarding social media comments and others, people were really in support of her at the beginning, with the view that she has cogent evidence against the Senate President concerning sexual harassment, as we put it to the world. But after 6 months, I think most people eyes are open and they've seen that it is just a media propaganda.
Eyes are open. That is a funny one there. Well, I'll leave it at that because I don't know who opened. Eyes are open to what exactly. I think it is just the fact.
Over 6 months, we have no cogent evidence or a court injunction or a court case regarding the issue. So it is left as media propaganda.
Okay, there was a process to recall her even while she was on suspension. That did not work out. Don't you think the support of her people are backing her that made that happen?
No, we know the issue that surrounds recall. A recall is more rigorous than an election. If you see the number of votes against her for her recall, it's multiplied by 2 of what comes as the total votes in her election, which means the majority of people were against her. But for the fact that the people need to come out having a good percentage of total PVC connected, not total number of voters in the election that brought her in. I think it's really in her favor for that record. If it would have been the total number of people that voted her in that is needed for her record, she would have long been out of the Senate.
Beyond politics, what immediate gains or losses could ordinary citizens expect from her reinstatement?
Right now, I think I will have to count gains for our people. She has returned, and we thank God she returned healthy and hard with her vocals still intact. I mean, her ability to speak her mind.
And this is supposed to be a win for the people of Kogi North Central.
Yes.
Okay.
It means she can stand for the Nigerians whenever she actually wants to stand for the Nigerians. She has not cowed from what happened in the Senate, means that she's a strong opposition voice in the Senate.
Beautiful.
And for the people, it is a good game.
Okay. Do you see Natasha playing a more assertive role in the Senate, given her long break? Or do you see, what do we expect? What do you see her role as? Or what outcome are you expecting from Natasha Akpoti'S?
Well,